Good morning. I am Dr. Suraiya Shahin and today I will teach you a poem Ode to Autumn. And this poem is written by John Keats. John Keats is one of the great romantic poets who is known for using beautiful symbols, imagery, metaphors, and sensuality in his poetry. Many critics have called John Keats the most sensuous poet. Our great writer and critic Matthew Arnold said Keats's poetry is abundantly and intentionally sensuous. Matthew Arnold said Keats's poetry is abundantly and intentionally sensuous. Keats's poetry is appreciated for its sensuousness and love of beauty. We get unique romantic traits in the poetry of John Keats. Keats wrote this ode to autumn in the autumn season in the countryside of England where he was living in 1819 and published in 1820 in a volume of Keats's poetry that also included Lamia and the Eve of St. Agnes. This poem is an ode. What is an ode? Ode is one of the forms of poem which is serious in subject, elevated in style, and elaborate in stanzaic structure. Ode is in the form of an address to the object or the person about whom it is written. Ode is in the form of an address to the object or the person about whom it is written. As in this ode to autumn, Keats addresses autumn. Clear? Now I talk about form and structure of this poem. Ode to Autumn is written in a three-stanza structure. Each stanza consists of 11 lines of the stanza. In each stanza, the first part is made up of 4 lines of the stanza and the second part is made up of 7 lines. First 4 lines of each stanza are A-B rhyme scheme. It follows the first 4 lines in the second stanza, but 7 lines are here in C-D-E, D-C-C-E form. Again, following the first 4 lines in the final last 2 stanzas are 7 lines, but here in the form C-D-E, C-D-D-E. Clear? So form and structure is clear. Now I deal the poem. Keats begins this ode addressing autumn and he writes, seasons of mists and mellow fruitfulness, close bosom friend of the maturing sun. In the first stanza, Keats celebrates the autumn season's richness. The various aspects of autumn, such as the fruit, flowers, grains, animals, and insects that populate the landscape. In this stanza, Keats also describes the mood and atmosphere of autumn, such as the mist, the mellow light, the soft wind, and the wailing choir of gnats. He used beautiful imagery and sensuality when he says autumn ripens fruits and causes the late flowers to bloom. Keats used autumn as personification because he gives human qualities and activities to autumn such as sitting, sleeping, watching, etc. What is personification? Personification is a literary device which means giving human characteristics to non-human things. Clear? Next stanza, He begins the second stanza by writing, "Who hath not seen thee oft amid thy store? Who hath not seen thy oft amid thy store? Sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find." In this stanza, the poet personifies Autumn as a female goddess, often seen sitting on the granary floor. Then he describes its beauty when he says, "Her hair, soft lifted by the wind, and often sleeping in the fields, or watching a cedar press, squeezing the juice from the apples." The poet also asks a rhetorical question here when he says, "Who has not seen autumn among her a store of grains, fruits, and flowers?" The poet further describes autumn in different aspects by personifying it, because he is here giving human traits, human characteristics to autumn. So here he gives human traits to autumn like sitting, sleeping, keeping, watching, which signify human characteristics. Clear? Now third stanza, the poet begins the third stanza by saying, "Where are the songs of spring? Hey, where are they? Where are the songs of spring? Hey, where are they? Think not of them, thou hast thy music too." This last stanza is full of sensuousness, where Keats shifts the focus from autumn to the second or to the sound or music of autumn season. First, he asks the question rhetorically, "Where are the songs of spring?" Then he answers his own question by saying that, "Think not of them, thou hast thy music too." Means the poet tells autumn not to be shocked, not to wonder where the songs of the spring have gone, but instead to listen to her own music. Means the autumn season has its own beautiful music which it should listen. Again, he personifies autumn in this stanza by using, "Thou hast thy music too." So he used thy for the autumn and music, which are human characteristics. The poet further describes various sounds that create a musical harmony in the autumn season, as he used the words like clouds, the lambs, the crickets singing, the gnats, the robin, and the swallow. They all support to create the musical resonance in the autumn season. Kids here tries to say that all things come to an end is not a weakness and doesn't take away from the true beauty that is in life. He used imagery of dying, mourning, and fading to instruct that autumn season is a time of transition and change, but also it has beauty and joy. So he gives the meaning of life here, that life is full of changes. So one shouldn't be disappointed to think over it, because it has also beauty and joy. So on the conclusion, the poet highlights both the aspects of nature, that is light and dark aspects of nature, and so is with human existence, which contains light and dark aspects. Through the transitional phase of autumn season, Keats conveys the message that beauty exists in the face of mortality, and behind every sorrow there is happiness. This poem creates the impression of autumn as a season of beauty and abundance, as well as decay and change. This poem is a reflection of Keats' own life, his own suffering, because at that time Keats was suffering from tuberculosis. As a result of it, he metaphorically talks of both light and dark aspects of life. To make this poem, he used so many literary devices in this poem like personification, imagery, alliteration, rhyme, metaphors and similes and sensory imagery to reflect the cycle of life and death. Okay, thank you.